They're the largest, oldest, and most respected Arab American newspaper in the United States. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is the publisher of the Arab American News, Osama Siblani. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
You have been with the paper, founded the paper, writing for the paper, publishing the paper for 30 years. How did all this, what made you decide I need to write a paper, and how have you maintained the success and kept it going for 30 years?
Well, I wanted my community to have a voice with the mainstream media. I wanted to have a seat around the table when our issues are being discussed in the media, whether it's local or national. I wanted our voice to be heard, our side of the story to be told. We are a community that is misunderstood, and most of the time we are misrepresented. I wanted this voice to be there for our community, and I left an engineering profession, and I was the vice president of an international company in 1984 to start the Arab American News because I thought that it was vital for our community to have a voice.
So here you were, a math and science guy. I understand you graduated from UAD right here in metropolitan Detroit with an engineering background, had a career in engineering, and one day decided, I need to be a journalist.
That's right. I'm a journalist with a 3D. 3 dimensions. So, having an engineering degree, actually, it helps in being a journalist or in being a lawyer because you get the 3 dimensions, and you start seeing things differently than the average journalist. But I'm not an average journalist. I am not a journalist. I'm an activist journalist. I wanted to bring the issues of my community to the forefront. I wanted to be fair, of course. I wanted to make the presentation in a fair and balanced way. Let me borrow this from Fox News if I can. This is the only thing that I agree with them, by the way, fair and balanced. But, at the end of the day, we have issues that are not really understood by the American public. We are the most misunderstood community in the United States today.
Have you been saying that for 30 years or just in the last couple of years?
I've been saying it. That's why I started the Arab American News. I wanted to make sure that my community is presented when there is a discussion about Arab American issues or Arab relations with the United States. And we have many issues before September 11. Now, after September 11, it quadrupled. And we have issues today more than we had right after September 11. So as we move forward, I think the world is getting more complicated, and it's getting dangerous, and it needs a little more explanation, especially now we have the Muslim factor included. So the newspaper has been doing this for 31 years, nonstop, every week.
What would you like to see your paper accomplish, let's say, in the next 5 to 10 years? What is really the goal? Because it really appeals primarily to other Arab Americans that are reading it, but wouldn't it be nice if born and bred right here non-Arab Americans read the paper to help understand?
Well, I'm happy to report to you that 35% actually, 5 years ago, 35% of our readers are non-Arab.
That's great.
And so we have a lot of people who are interested in Middle Eastern affair and the Arab American, the Muslim American community. They wanted to get to know this community better, the issues of this community, how they think, where they live. Because Dearborn is a hub in our community, and it's actually the capital of Arab Americans. So we have 50,000 out of 100,000 citizens and residents in Dearborn are Arab Americans, and most of them are Muslim. So we have issues, we have people who are neighbors, friends, relatives actually, because they're intermarriage. They wanted to know about these issues, and therefore we have a large readers. But to answer your question, the first and immediate thing to do is to stay alive, because how this media is right now, is suffering, whether the Free Press, the Detroit News, the New York Times, the Wall Street, everybody.
You are the oldest, you are the largest, you've won many awards, so I'm sure that 30 more years of the paper is in your future. I wish we had another 5 minutes. We do not. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
For more information on the paper, you can join ArabAmericanNews.com. Today's newsmaker was Osama Siblani, the publisher of the Arab American News.